what's going on? This is Randy J with my co-partner person over here, Ron, the Yak Man Yacovetti, and we're here for the holidays to celebrate Christmas, unless you're a Jew, and you probably don't celebrate that. But either way, you will appreciate this greeting carol from our own Ron Yacovetti.
'Twas just days before Christmas, and all through the land was a craving for news that we'd understand. So we run to the corner, singing fa la la la. And who do we find? Our own Miss Rah 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 Rah.
On BrawlersTV.com.
God, that was fun.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Randy. This week I went to the Gameness Fighting Championships in Nashville, Tennessee, where I got to eat at the Cracker Barrel, the Waffle House, and Shoney's. Ed Clay, the owner of Gameness, who has his own mixed martial arts gym, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gis, fight team, clothing line, and new fight league, has to be one of the most gangster millionaire white boys that I know. I love him to death. He's put his heart and soul into MMA for over a decade and has helped MMA get legalized in the state of Tennessee. The Gameness Fighting Championships had 8 amateur fights. I was playing Leslie Britton, the Octagon Mom, and found myself making sure the ring girls had the right ring cards and gave them their cue when it was time to enter the stage. Hundreds of people showed up and the fights were awesome, and MMA fans got their money's worth in Tennessee. Congratulations to Ed Clay and the Gameness team for putting on such a great first-time event. Their next event will be held in Nashville, Tennessee, February 14th. Now moving on to Fighting for the Troops event. The topic of the discussions was Corey Hill's snapped leg. Corey Hill threw a kick that Delhart checked, and Corey Hill's leg broke in half and swung around. Before I even had a chance to watch the fight, Tracy Lee of CombatLifestyle.com showed me a picture of it, and it had to be one of the most nastiest things I've ever seen. 5 guys out of 10 fights went to the hospital. At the event, Tracy told Dana White that it was the most brutal night of fight she's ever seen. And he said to everyone around, quote, "Had this fight happened 7 years ago, we probably wouldn't have been legalized," unquote. Read a blog about it on CombatLifestyle.com titled "The Most Brutal Night of Fights Ever." And now we get to talk about the Ultimate Fighter finale. And although Felipe Nobre didn't win like I really wanted him to, him and Efren Escudero put on a hell of a fight. I was happy to see that Anthony Johnson knocked out Kevin Burns and didn't get his eye poked out this time. He even gave club promoter and known Underground Forum member Mark Tao a shout out after the fight. And Junie Browning had a successful win and looked awesome. Junie gets a lot of heat from his actions and attitude from this season of The Ultimate Fighter, but I have faith in Junie. Look what happened to Chris Levin on The Ultimate Fighter. Look where he's at now. Well, that just about sums it up for this week's MMA Gossip News. This has been Miss Rara, and you're watching the MMA Corner on MMA with Yak and J on BrawlersTV.com. See you next week.